Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. I hope you're having a fantastic day. We're taking a look here at KNC, seeing what's going on with this guy. Got a request from a community member, of course, but also just generally speaking, this is a coin that we had just taken some profits on, so we wanted to kind of review that and much more. So if you're new to the channel, not a financial advisor, love to teach people to trade, you'll be part of these signals here, such as 190% from Gala, that's a 5x leverage trade, Terra Classic, 108%, 5x leverage, Uniswap 26%, that's a short, and here's our KNC long taken 2 days ago at about 30%. So am I confident we're going to hit more targets? Pretty darn confident, yeah. And the main reason why too is because we are kind of partway through this this Elliott Wave, and we can see here this is more than likely going to be the bottom. If it's not, as long as we do not go below 61 cents, we should be in good shape there to essentially be able to establish a higher low. Okay. The likelihood of this being the lowest point is fairly high, considering the fair value gap was swept and the previous highs is really close in this range here. We got a lot of highs previously, which will work as new lows. Okay. So again, today's sell-off, you got to recognize, has a lot to do with Bitcoin pulling back to that 37,000 range when it stayed above 37.6 over the weekend. So again, Red Monday, what do you expect is going to happen, right? Just know nothing is foolproof. So we got to keep our head on a swivel with stuff like this. All right, folks, so let's do one thing here before we get started. I just want to kind of let you know, make sure you understand, there is a nice little bonus between now and November 30th. If you use my link to register, you get $20 in trading bonus there, essentially through Bitunix. No VPN, no KYC. That's the exchange that we're all using now as a community. Fantastic. We still use BingX and Bitget as well. Those are also our affiliates because they're still really good exchanges. But there's KYC requirement for Bitget. That's on the horizon for BingX. This is probably the next best thing, and I can tell you they're a phenomenal exchange. Be sure to check them out. So with KNC, what I want to look at is a few key factors. So we got some positive factors here with the money flow index being so low and RSI coming down closer to 30. I don't normally say that this is a bullish sign because it's not. But what is nice about it is the fact that the RSI can only go a little bit lower until we hit that tentative support level. So hypothetically, the price continues to drop, we should have a point in which the price should reverse itself. A lot of that has to do with overextension. Sometimes you take a look at overextension to the downside. We hit a 9 on TD sequential, and we're kind of double bottoming here. It's not necessarily a exact double bottom, but it is a potential scenario there where we got to recognize that this level has been hit twice. It'll either bounce or break. All right, one of the two things will occur. Okay, again, a big surprise in trading. The price either goes up or down. It's just the way it goes, right? And in this situation here, if it breaks below the current level here, basically the tentative support, which we have previously from lower candle wicks at 70 cents, then we should be in good shape to see the price action recover. But again, a lot of this hinges on Bitcoin too. Okay, so please pay attention to Bitcoin. If Bitcoin comes down to 36,000, this coin's going to dump. There's probably no other way around it. Okay, but if Bitcoin just has a good day and continues to go sideways for a little while, I think we'll be okay. But once more, take a look here. We got the 50-day SMA working as a resistance level, but we get the 100 and 200 traveling behind. So by no means am I telling you that this is a bullish scenario here on the daily. It's just one of those situations where there's a small amount of factors that are contributing, but much more factors that are kind of taking away. Speaking of taking away or contributing, let's go ahead and see what this looks like here on the back end and find out what the liquidation levels are looking like. Okay. Now this is basically a bearish sign here too as well, because oh my goodness, look at how many longs are leveraged right underneath 7 cents. Sorry, 70 cents. Apologies. So 70 cents down to 68 cents is a very, very strong amount of accumulation of longs. Okay. What do you think the whales are going to want to do when they see that? They're going to want to sweep those longs and destroy them, so they have no more support there, and they can just do what they want with the price. Okay. So again, when they liquidate all these levels, it just allows for them to be able to move the price in the direction they want it to head. And a lot of times when those lower levels are swept, the upper will become next. Okay. Again, they're playing these little games because as soon as that lower level is swept, then people are like, oh, I'm going to short. And then they just sweep it right back up and like, okay, nope, I'm not going to short because I just got liquidated. That's kind of how they do it. It's terrible, terrible. I'm sorry, I'm not laughing at you or your lack of success because a lot of folks are having trouble with this coin. Honestly, it's a funny one. So the best trade is no trade at this point. Honestly, we've taken 80% profit on our target already, so I'm not super concerned with it pulling back. Our stop loss will adjust to break even if we hit our stop loss, we're still going to come out ahead, right? So make sure you're taking profits if you decide you're going to start trading, or if you are already trading. Okay, so let's look at this here. So again, this is that little double bottom. Not clean at all, but we are hitting this level twice. Keep in mind, we've hit this level a few times before in the past, and there's a ridiculous amount of liquidity down here. Okay, So my speculation is we'll go ahead and see a little vicious wick down and the price will continue back up. Okay, so if you're going to consider a limit order, 68, maybe 69 cents might be appropriate. It seems like an inevitability at this point. As far as big picture is concerned, we are not overextended yet to the downside. We have more room for a downtrend. We are down below 50 in the RSI, typically a bearish sign. And of course, money flow index is still remaining fairly low. We got a MACD divergence. There is not a single shred of reasons to take a long at this point. Okay. So again, what I mentioned as far as big picture on the daily, does this coin have a lot of room for growth? For sure. If this is the bottom, it'll go higher, and it'll probably reject out at the 0.5, 0.382. Those are common fib levels where we see the price action pull back to, right? So again, price pulls up, we could very well see that. And I'll just go ahead and extend that out. I'll send this on my playout chart as well so you can kind of see that this is under the impression this is the bottom though. We don't know this is the bottom just yet, so you got to understand the bottom may not be in yet, okay? So if you're the buy the dip kind of folk, go ahead and comment below. Even if you're not, let us know kind of what kind of position you're in right now with this coin. Always curious to hear about that. And then furthermore, last thing I want to note here is that the Ichimoku Cloud is confirming there's no reason to close your short position and there's no reason to open a long. Okay, so once again, reaffirming the fact that we're still bearish. Okay, so there's really nothing here that really screams out buy the dip. I think it could keep dipping, honestly, with that liquidity. That's a pretty big deal. All right, folks, I hope that made sense. I described that correctly. Please, again, like the video, subscribe if you haven't already. Jumping over to our Twitter, Telegram, or Discord. I send out playout charts all the time, so you can kind of stay abreast on specific coins and just certain playout scenarios there. So I hope you learned something here today. Again, thanks again for commenting and liking the video. We'll see you in the next one. Have a good one. Take care.